I haven't gotten back to taking the creatine. I'm a little scared of the creatine.
He asked what could he do for me. I told him that my love is free. But can you?
Hello gorgeous, welcome or welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Tamika. She is Tamika and Tamika is she. Ay, she is Tamika and Tamika is she. Ay, she is Tamika and Tamika is me. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new vlog. It is your girl. We are talking about life after Zepbound diaries, and I am on episode 4 of the 30-day challenge. For those who are brand new, I started my 30-day challenge a week early on May 26th because I wanted to end May on a high note, since May is for mental health awareness. So I say, you know what, I've been stressed out for the whole entire month of May. It only got 1 week left, so let me end it on a high note, and that is exactly what I did. I am a spontaneous type of person. If you are someone like me, then you might enjoy this channel because I do things spare the moment, honey. Hence me getting off of Zepbound and starting a reverse diet so I can change my body. And I just like to, when it comes to my brain, and if it sounds good to me, Tamika's going to jump on it regardless, okay? That is me. That is what I do, and you just have to roll with the no, I'm just playing. But I just wanted to share what I've learned this week. I've had new goals that I set out this week, and I've accomplished it. So let's go ahead and start off with the nutrition part, okay? I am on a cut, a mini cut. I just recently got off of the surplus, so I did a reverse after Zepbound, and then I went into a calorie surplus, meaning that I ate above my maintenance calories, and at that time it was around 1900, and right before I ended my surplus I was at 2300 calories, and I did that over a span of 90 days, and I gave that update a few weeks ago. You might want to go ahead and check that video out if you want to understand a little bit more. But girl, sir, this week I decided that I am going to just cut my calories down. I didn't decide that until Wednesday, which was a few days ago. See, like I said, I am very spontaneous. I couldn't wait until a Monday or after Friday to do it. I just did it automatically. I cut my calories down. I was slowly cutting down a few weeks ago, but I cut it down to around 1900, but I allowed my exercise to do most of the cutting, okay? So by me dropping down from 2300 within the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been in a deficit, but my weight has pretty much still been the same. But anywho, back to my point. I cut down to 1900, and the lowest with exercise and not eating all of my calories, I have been down at 1700, around 1700 in my cut. So I'm going to display it here somewhere over here. That way you can see that I've been trying to keep around that 17 to 1900, and I have been working out, okay? Now with my eating, what I've done was cut back on my carbs. Instead of me eating close to 300, almost 400 grams in carbs that I was doing, you know, when I was in my surplus, I cut it back. I want to do around 170. I did cut back on my protein just a little bit last week because of a bloating issue, which I'm going to get into in a second. But I made sure that my protein was around like 100, okay? But just this week, I bumped it up to around 130. I keep my fats normal, and I keep my fats normal. So I try not to go too high. And I also want to look at my fiber. Some days I can hit my fiber up to 20, some days I can't. It depends. Now, let's talk about my bloating, the stomach issues that I was having. I was able to figure out what some of the cause was. And for one, it was eating in a calorie surplus. That really bloated my stomach. 2, eating in a reverse diet, aggressive reverse diet, that can obviously over time bloat your stomach and cause irritation and stress, okay? Another thing that also contribute to my bloating was having sugar alcohols. Now, for those don't know, when you're eating more of like the low carb treats and what do you call those? Protein bars and snacks and stuff, those type of things, those have sugar alcohols. Now, it's good like if you're trying to increase your fiber intake and lower your carb intake. Those are good to have. So I had to eat those in moderation, and it got to the point where the Quest bars and the Atkins bars, I was literally eating those almost twice a day, and my stomach was just very irritated, bloated, and gassy, and I couldn't understand what was going on until I figured that part out. Another thing was irritation of having dairy. Now, with dairy, I had a slice of cheese because I made a grilled cheese and my stomach was irritated 3 days ago. I can have like a pinch of cheese and put it in my salad, and I never had an issue when I was on Zepbound. Everything that I'm naming, I did not have an issue. But all of a sudden, being off of Zepbound, now I have these issues that I have discovered, but I never was under this much stress and caused, so much irritation or affliction to my body by being on an aggressive reverse diet. So that was new to me, new to my body. So I can understand why my body was irritated. So with that being said, my bloating did go down since last Friday, but it went down even further when I ate in a calorie deficit, which is why I said, I was no longer eating higher in calories anymore. So I think eating 1900 or a little bit below helps with the irritation, and it also helps with, for me, not just overeating in period, So, does my body still miss eating that much calories? Because I do like to eat a lot. And I try to make it work for me. I do. But if my stomach is going to be irritated, I am not going to eat that high amount in calories. So I have to learn to find that balance. I did move my calorie intake up to 2000 because actually my maintenance is no longer 1900. 1900 was around the beginning, around April, early May. Now that I've recalculated and put in my new weight and everything, my maintenance is now just a little bit above 2000. It's not close to 2100, but it's 2000. And that's another tip that I would like to leave with you is that, as you begin to drop weight and everything, your deficit changes. All of that changes. So regardless, whatever changes that happens with the amount of food that you eat, whether if it's maintaining your weight, deficit, or surplus, you still want to make sure that your protein stays high and your fiber intake stays high. So that way you can create that satiety so that you're not constantly always hungry all the time. Another thing that I want to bring up when it comes down to nutrition is that I am not always perfect, and I don't want anybody to believe that now that I'm off the injections, my appetite is just like, give me food, give me food, give me food. No, because that is not the mindset I created when I was on Zepbound. How I act on Zepbound is how I act now. The only difference is that I've increased my calories, and I'm no longer depending on the pen to suppress my appetite. Now I have to actively eat more protein and fuel my body, because I don't have that active ingredient in my body suppressing my appetite. My gastric emptying is no longer slow at the moment. So I have to be strategic about what I eat and be careful about what I eat. Still got to ask myself and apply those same principles like I was on the GLP-1. Do I want to be full off of a hearty meal that has the protein, fats, and carbs? Or do I want to be full off of a donut? Which one? Either one of those is going to make me full, but which one is more satisfying and is more macronutrient dense? The full meal or a donut? And that's how I have to ask myself now while I'm, not on the injections. If you have not been watching my shorts, I did put that in, that I ate a donut on Father's Day. But what I did not show you is that I ate half of that donut. I had the first half in the morning with my fruit and coffee, my second cup of coffee that I had from Dunkin' Donuts. I put protein powder in it. We ate at that nasty restaurant. When we got back, I ate the other half of the donut. So you don't always have to eat everything, like all of your processed foods or treats all at once, just happen it up. Now today, Tamika was a bad girl, Tamika decided, I don't know, for whatever reason, that I decided to indulge, not the whole entire day, but just indulge a little bit more than usual, a certain time of the day. And your girl had Hershey's, she had cookies, and she had rice cakes, and I'll show it here. It fit within my macros, but I did come home. I was at 9,100 and something steps already. So I decided to just go ahead and walk. And no, I did not walk because of what I ate. I walked because that was my step goal. I needed to make sure I hit my step goal no matter what. And that leads me into another thing that I did this week. I increased my step goal. So instead of making sure I hit 10,000, which is something that I can do with my eyes closed, I really don't consider the 10K steps as a workout, but sometimes I depend on it as a workout if I don't feel like doing anything because it's low impact, and you can do it every day. But I decided to increase my step goal from 10 to 12. One day earlier this week, I think it was Wednesday, when I increased it to 15,000 steps. I just had the urge of just wanting to walk. And some days I want to walk more than usual. And I still lift weights. I lift weights at least twice a week. And then I do some Pilates, and I just do regular walking throughout the week. That's it. That's what I've been doing this week. And my body is sore, No, you cannot out-eat a bad diet, but why would you not walk after you've eaten a higher calorie meal or a higher calorie snack than you would normally eat? If I've been eating good all week, and then this one moment, one meal out the day that I decided to eat higher in calories, that doesn't mean that I don't walk. Oh, well, they say I can't out eat a bad diet, so therefore I'm not going to walk. No, you still reach your goals because you have other things going that needs to be crossed off. So keep going no matter what. If you have a bad meal, a higher calorie meal, so what? Do what you need to do. Do your workout, do your steps, put your steps in. So that's exactly what I did. I got little over 12,000 steps today, and I've just been making sure that my calories burn is more than what I eat. Some days I hit it, some days I don't, and I am okay with that because I give myself grace. And that's something that I want you to do, is give yourself grace on the days that you are not on point. But on the other days that you are on point, you give yourself grace and you give yourself a high five because you have goals, because you crossed off everything else. So one considered bad thing, come on. Okay, another thing that I did, as you guys saw, was that these two ladies here are my co-workers, and we decided to just go work out on Thursday, which was June 19th. We were off that day, so we decided at 8:30 we were going to meet up at my friend's apartment complex, go to her gym. We worked out there. I had fun. She filmed it and everything. And I tell you what, it's Friday and my body is sore. My upper body is sore. We did like 4 basic moves, and then a finisher was the burpees, and then I did crunches. My body is sore. And we repeated that workout 3 times. It just goes to show me that sometimes I put too much into my workouts and thinking that it has to be perfect or it has to align or look this way, when really it doesn't. 5 simple moves whipped my butt. Okay. So that was another thing that I was happy about doing, and I'm really enjoying this June challenge because it has elevated me, and I am stepping out of the box, and I'm doing more than what I had done in the month of May or the month of April. You know, so 2025 is about this year is about just surprises, like stepping out of the box and just showing up for yourself and doing more than what you were doing before, and just having grace on yourself. And so I'm very excited about the accomplishments that I have made this week. And again, you know, my bloating issues and stuff, that has calmed down. Now we will see next week, by me continuing to not eat so, much in calories. Maybe that is another big contributor as to why my stomach was more puffy. Who knows? I have not went back to taking the creatine. Well, I did take the creatine. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, but I haven't taken it since then. But I haven't gotten back to taking the creatine. I'm a little scared of the creatine because my body the weight is going up just a little bit. It's creeping up just a little bit. I'm at that half mark of 155, but it's all good because why? I'm doing more. More water is going into my muscles. So, hey, as long as I don't look like it and I feel good and I am doing everything right, I am going to continue to go forward, because you just never know. Within the next couple of weeks, that scale is going to trim down, and it's going to go down, and my body shape is just going to trim down significantly. I am in a fat loss phase, if you have not figured that out by now, because I know I haven't said it. But yeah, I just wanted to share, just do a little recap, sit down video with you, just to share about everything that I have accomplished this week. What are some of your goals that you accomplished this week? Were you able to cross anything off? Was there anything that you added on there that was different? Did you step out of the box? Drop it down below and let your girl know. Okay. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel and become a gorgeous rebel, or just a rebel in general, if you are a gentleman, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you give this video a thumbs up and come back for more, honey, because it is nothing but up from here when I tell you the things that God has been working on me, that I need to implement this year. I got 6 months to try to meet some of these goals. So I thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, gorgeous.